Bueno, bueno, bueno. Hola, Tanya Lee. I'm an intuitive psychic spiritual counselor, physical medium, remote viewer, automatic writer, inner child, shadow worker, life coach, angelic healer. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. I hope everybody is doing well today. Bueno, bueno, bueno. Hello. As you come in, just tell me something positive about your day. Hello, Michael. Hello, Aries. Hello, Rebecca. Hey, Kayla. As you come in, hey, Veronica, do me a favor and tell me something good about your day so far. I know we all want readings, but let's come in with, a sense of gratitude. Let's see what we got going on today. I'm doing something new today. I am. Oh, thank you. I'm doing something new. Spirit's been after me to do this for a while. And I just keep saying, yeah. 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 But if anybody is a reader in here, you know that, and you're connected to your spirit guides and you have a relationship with them. It's not just a knowing. It's a knocking, never-ending knocking of what you should do type of thing. So what I'm doing today is we do need to get up to at least 40 shares before I get started. Yep, you woke up this morning. Oh, your mom is done with her chemo today. That's freaking awesome. Hey, Allison from Northern Ireland. What else? Oh, there you go. Kids coming home from school. You enjoyed nature today. What we're going to do today, and I'm just going to kind of wing it because I know a lot of people have different ways of doing their live like this. So I'm just going to have to do it the way Spirit tells me to do it. But for starters, I'm going to be doing open mediumship today, which is not something I normally do. But they've been after me for a while to do this. And all I'm going to ask from you guys is to give me who you want to connect to, your relationship with them, and how they died. Okay? And I just ask how they die so I can psychologically prepare myself before I connect. Because I am a true physical medium, which is a little bit different than what most mediums call a physical medium. So instead of just tapping into a spirit, I need to be aware of how they died so I can mentally, protect that area of my body because I feel it so much after the connection. Because, and I do that because I have done it the other way, and then I'm feeling like that for a couple days afterwards. So this is what works for me. Let's pray. We'll go over it in just a second, okay? This is kind of like a pop-up video. This wasn't planned, but Spirit just is kind of after me. I finished early at work today, and they're like, today. Like, okay. Quit yelling at me. Quit yelling at me. All right. I would like to ask the 4 archangels to please step forward. That would be Gabriel, the element of water to the west. Raphael, the element of air to the east. Michael, the element of fire to the south. And Uriel, the element of earth to the north. Please put up a protection around me and my circle. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thy is the power and the kingdom and glory forever and ever. Amen. I'd like to ask God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, archangels, guardian angels, spirit guides, and ascended masters to please step forward and help me deliver messages of light and love. I'd like to ask that all messages be for the greatest and highest good, and that no lower level energies be able to affect our space. I'd like to also ask Michael, if for the spirits that come through today, that they do so in a positive way. They leave the same way they came, and they leave no physical ailments on my body. I ask all this in Jesus' name. I think clearly, I see clearly, I speak clearly. Okay, so here we go. I've got my crystal ball out so I can see visions inside of it as well. I do have my cards. I probably won't use them, but I do have them. Sometimes I use them to create a conversation. Complete sentences with spirit. That's how I use my cards. I don't use them to know what they're saying. I use it to help them come up with a... For anybody that connects this way, you know that we just hear things and we get bits and pictures and smells and tastes and different things of that nature. So we don't get like... They don't talk to us the same way that I'm talking to you now, right? So with that being said, that's why I use my cards sometimes. But before, I would lay them down before the conversation. Spirits tell me just use them if I need to clarify. So I'm going to be using those differently. Spirit will totally change things, let me tell you. My two quarts of alkaline water for today. Also, there's always trolls on things like this, okay? So before we go any further, I definitely want my team and you guys, if anybody comes in and says anything negative, please just swipe their comments. Don't pay attention. Please don't feed it. Don't interrupt the energy. Because there's always jerks that come onto these, okay? And that's okay. If I see them or my team sees them, we'll just get rid of them, okay? But you don't have to point them out. We'll know who they are. Also, if I'm reading someone, please hold off on comments so that way I can see their comments. Everything is going by very, very quickly in this, okay? So that way I can get some validation. This is going to be a mini read, so I'm just going to read for a few minutes for you. You know, of course, you can book me if you want a private session. You can join my secret Facebook group. You can join my public group for readings and to give readings, all that good jazz. But Spirit has just wanted me to dive into the crystal ball. For those of you that haven't seen it, here you go. I've got it right here. You will see me wandering off and kind of like in a daze. That's just the way I connect, okay? So that way I'm not reading comments as I read. My team will also help me see your comments, okay? So, what I want from you guys is I want a name, their name. I don't need their full name. Yes, I do. They said, yes, I do. Okay, because I'm going to say it in my head or out loud or whatever I need to do. Their name, your relationship with them, and how they died. Okay? Their name, your relationship and how they died. I don't need anything else except for when I ask you to validate, okay? And my husband will be here with me. I'm wearing a piece of him to help me with this connection. So here we go. Go ahead and start commenting. And I will pin the comment so I know who I'm reading. Just bear with me because I am going to people that I've drawn. Kelly, husband, suicide. I need his full name, please. I was drawn to you right away. Full name, please, so I can call him forth. James Pitcher? James. Did you find him? Or someone found him? Like somebody in the family? Was it you? And guys, please keep sharing. Whoever shares the most will get a free reading on the next one. That's how that works. Don't go to jail, but please share out. Kelly, can you confirm that with me, please? Because, London Bridges, no. Okay, the comments are coming a little delayed. But the reason why I'm saying that is because that's the first thing he's saying is, I'm sorry y'all had to find me. So someone in the family, whether it was you or someone else, found him. And it's made a major... He was in jail? Okay. Then maybe it's the way you got your message. Maybe it was the way you got your message. Because he's very remorseful. I smell oil. Like car oil or motorcycle oil. I'm not too... I think it's all the same. Did he come from crime? Was there crime in the family? The reason why I say that is because he's saying that he just was trying to get that. He's sorry. He was just doing what he knew. We got a call. He was in jail and that hospital was his birthday. Oh, okay. Then that makes sense why came right out of the gate with... I mean, people that commit suicide are sorry anyway, but when there's something attached to that, whether it's a birthday or a holiday or someone is found or something like that, the remorse is even more so because they know that they have affected that particular day for the rest of y'all's lives. I'm getting that he was trying to make just quick money. And he just didn't want to live in jail, is what he's saying to me. That he just flat didn't want to live in jail. I didn't want to live in jail. Yeah, there's a lot. There is drugs there. Drugs were just a way of escape and focusing. But his biggest thing he wants to say is how now that he's over. Ooh. Did he cut a main vein? Did he bleed out? Did he bleed out? Or he tried one time to bleed out. But very, very remorseful for it. There's a balcony or something that you go and stand on. There's a balcony or something that you go on, whether it's a big porch or balcony. I'm getting a balcony because of what I see, but I could be wrong. It could just be a porch. And you think about him there. When you do that, he's standing right next to you. And you get something right here on your arm. You feel like something's on you. You brush it off. That's him just trying to touch you. You know, when we go to the other side, we see things so much clearer now. And, and know that he is seen, and that he's okay. He's crossed. He's with you. He's dealt with a lot of his doings. He's in pure white, which tells me that he's done his life review. When I see different colors, it kind of tells me what, no, hanging, but, no, not hanging, but when we were teenagers, we cut a tension bad, and his hand through the window of my porch always triggers me seeing it in the garden. Yeah, not, okay, so that's where the cutting's coming from. Have you thought about cutting again? I mean, I hate to throw your business out there, but there's a reason why he's showing me that. The cut. There's a reason for it. If it's something you've thought about, or if there's a child involved that's thinking about it, he wants it addressed, and he doesn't want it to happen. But there's a reason why he's showing me that. So, all in all, he's really just wanting to, he's wanting you to, did you say anything about a porch? When we were teenagers, he cut a tension band. Okay, well, there's, somebody is thinking about cutting, is what he's telling me. So please be watching out for that. Address that, whether it's you or someone else in the family. He wants his life to be an example, so that no one else goes through what he did. There was a lot of things with his younger years. Because I hear younger years. He had issues with parents, especially father. There were father issues there. And he just doesn't want people to repeat the pattern. So that's what I'm getting for you, okay? I'm going to leave that with you. Always on your porch, okay? Because do you feel that? Next time you feel that, what I want you to do is stop. Okay? And just embrace that feeling. And if you do that, it will kind of go down the arm or up the arm, and you'll know. Trust me, you message me when this happens, but you'll know. And that's just, you know, they try so hard to do those kind of connections. And a lot of times we brush it off and we don't think nothing of it. But just embrace that the next time you feel that, and you will be able to, what I try to tell people is get that spiritual hug. So when you feel that, if you just stay in that moment, stay present, don't be scared, stay present and accept it and embrace it, you will get this flood of love. It's undescribable, and you'll just feel this spiritual hug, okay? So I'm going to leave that there with you, okay? I hope that, thank you for allowing me to tap your energy and read for you. I'm going to go ahead and go with someone else. I'm going to burn some sweetgrass. I'm going to burn some sweetgrass. Thank you very much for allowing me to. I know how important these messages are. I remember when I was on the other side like you guys. After my husband and mother and brother died, you know. All right, let's see who's next. Sweetgrass is so hard to burn. Let me go back here. Okay, Brittany Wright. Brittany Wright, please give me your mother's name. Give me your mother's name. First thing I hear is you're forgetting what I taught you. You're forgetting what I taught you. So you're going through some things in your life right now that you really want motherly advice, but instead of getting that, I mean, you already have that, is what I'm getting from her. You already have that inside, but you just have to dig deep. I see a kitchen table by a window. And I see you staring out the window. I don't know if this is in your home now or when you were younger. But when you're sitting there, I want you to talk to her. I hear too much self-doubt. And I see like a caution light blinking, which tells me you need to get that under control, because that's going to affect your life in a negative way. Too much self-doubt, too much, but you have her. Well, where we mess up sometimes when we try to connect to spirit ourselves is that we're expecting this conversation like me and you are having right now, and that's not the way it is. Please, please keep sharing out, guys, because the energy is perfect. It feels great. And there's a lot of spirit here. But we're looking for like conversation, like, but it doesn't happen like that. So when you reach out and talk, you'll hear, if you stop and you listen and you really, you know, if you need to practice meditation to get your mind to stop or whatever you need to do, you need to do it so that way you can hear the messages, because she's trying to speak to you. She's trying to give you bits and things. You're going to remember, if you're not already started, but this is going to come up stronger. You're going to be remembering things that she told you when you were younger. And it's going to help you in the situation you're in now, because you've got way too much self-doubt to really handle this situation. Yes, she is at peace. She's been at peace. Yes, she's been at peace. I feel like, is there trouble with, there's trouble with two males in the family. And I want to say that I'm feeling that it's like a child and the father, or it could be two brothers. But I really want to say that it's, and you're being put in the middle. Is this true? With my dad and my husband. Okay, that makes sense then. So that would, okay, then that makes sense why it would be a brother, because it's from your dad. Even though sometimes we want to stand up for, yeah, you have to always stand up for what's right. But sometimes standing up for what's right is just to remain quiet. Sometimes for standing up for, and that's what I'm hearing. The reason why I say that is because I hear her saying shh in the background. You are more distraught over this than those two. So, which is not good for you. And then you're doubting yourself, going back and forth about who you should pick and, you know, what you should do. And it's just, she's saying shush, shush. Please, the next time you're sitting there thinking and you're off in space, I want you to pay attention to, I want you to start paying attention, not just then, but any time. And these thoughts that'll come into your heads or words that she said, those are messages from Spirit. And you guys get those more than you think. You kind of think they're your own, but they're not always your own, okay? I'm going to leave that with you. I hope that was helpful. Yeah, she's saying stop it. It's not your fight. And you showing them peace will bring about peace. That's why sometimes it's best to be quiet, because then we can display peace. All right. Thank you so much. It's an honor and privilege to connect. You're welcome. All right, let me, guys, give me the full name, how they died, and your relationship. Right, how they died, their name, how they died, in your relationship. Guys, please just try to send me one person. I'm not going to be able to connect to separate people unless they all come in. Kayla Baldwin. Kayla Baldwin. Give me Anthony. No, that's not right. I'm sorry. I said the wrong name. Please forgive me. I said the wrong name. Where'd it go? Steph. That's who it is. Steph. Because it's Anthony. Anthony. Anthony, give me your last name, please. Steph, Lynn, and I don't want to chop up your last name. And guys, just please be with me. And these comments are going by fast, and I'm just trying to go to whoever's going to pop out to me. Okay, same last name. Okay. Brother overdosed. A lot of issues with drugs. Definitely not something he wanted to have happen. Had he came close to overdosing before, or almost overdosed. I mean, almost died before with overdose. Was he gay? Did he have issues with being gay? Excuse me, I don't know how to say that. Or did he, the sexual identity, did he have problems with sexual identity? That probably didn't come out right. I'm sorry, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. But he's telling me he had a girlfriend. What are you trying to say? Okay. Explain that, please. There's something that happened to him, though. There's something in a sexual manner that happened to him. I'm not sure if you're aware of it or what, but that's where that's coming from. He really didn't think that would happen. Yes, he said something happened to him as a child. Okay. Because that jacked with him a lot. And I'm sorry for, saying it the way I did, but there's something there, and it caused issues. Made him very uncomfortable. Was it kind of ignored in the family? Was it not really talked about or something? This really ate him up. This was really something that was traumatic in his life, and caused he's very, very sorry, but that wasn't his intent. That was the reason behind his addiction, but his intent was not to, he didn't think he'd really die, because he had overcome it a few times before. He came close. He kept to himself, but he brought it up at the end. Yeah. Sometimes that's the problem with bottling things up, because it will always come back up to the surface. And sometimes, depending on how long ago it was and how much effort we put into bottling it up, its effect on us when it comes out can be unbearable. I remember when I first shared what had happened to me with my first stepfather, and I spoke it out loud, my body actually went back to that, 7-year-old little girl. And I mean, I was hospitalized for a couple of days. My blood pressure dropped. Conscious. I was out. So it really has a big effect on us. And with him, a few people knew. He knew that they knew. And whenever we have something like that and we're messing with alcohol and drugs, it intensifies it and magnifies it. So he's very, very sorry. He did not meet. Did he have some overdoses before? Can you verify that for me? Because it's what he's saying. He didn't think that it would really. It wasn't intentional. It wasn't like intentional. I mean, it's very important that you know that, because he didn't think it wasn't intentional. And that's like his biggest message for you, to know that. No, he crashed his car. Okay. He's just wanting you to know that it wasn't intentional. Did people say while being on high? Maybe people... Is that how they ruled it, though? It's just important for you to know that he had gotten close many times before, and always kind of bounced back. Sometimes that's a problem with drugs and alcohol, right? If we overcome something, that's why people keep drinking and driving, right? Because I got away with it, nothing happened, so I'm good, and then do it again and again. And it's the same thing when we, drink and do drugs or anything like that nature, because we get away with it, so we don't really notice the effects, right? That, hey, we got lucky. We might for a little bit, but if we don't deal with why it is that we had that come up in the first place, then we won't. Does that make sense? Like, it can scare the shit out of us, and we're like, oh man, I can't believe I just got a DUI, or I just did this, or I just did that. But if we don't deal with why the core reason, then we'll just, after a few months, we'll just go back and do it again. So it's very, very important for you to know that that wasn't intentional, that he's sorry, and that he knows that a lot of that came from the sexual identity issue, and that caused, especially for men, it's very detrimental to their identity. So, I'm going to leave that with you. Okay, and thank you so much for allowing me to tap in and read for you. He loves you very much. Do you see raccoons? If you don't see raccoons, you're going to see a raccoon. Because he told me, just said, tell her raccoons. Watch out for raccoons. Yes, and love him and honor him for the good that you remember. Okay? But raccoons, please watch out for raccoons. I don't know why, but that's what he said. And please message me when you see that raccoon. When I tell people to watch out for something, guys, I love it when you send me a message and you say, Tanya, that happened, or Tanya, I saw that. I have people do that all the time, and it warms my heart, because then I know it's like a double validation, and then I kind of get like, it's very important for me to know that you're getting the things that I say that are going to come to pass. All right, let's do, all I want, guys, all I want is their name and your relationship and how they died. Because if it's a whole lot, I won't be able to read it. That's why I'm trying to tell you guys. Just follow the format I'm giving you. Denise. Give me his full name, Denise, please. I don't need it. Never mind. Never mind. Is this your sister's husband? This is your sister's husband? Okay. I keep seeing the word and it's flashed in different things like bold print and then neon and then kind of like a zip through. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You were a lot of love and support through this process. And he's very, very grateful for that. This cancer could have been prevented had he been tested earlier. He's definitely wanting people to learn from that. He's definitely wanting to have people learn from that and to test early. He didn't want the chemo and stuff, correct? He didn't want it. Was it kind of like a forced decision? Because he didn't want it. He's telling me he didn't want it. I didn't want chemo. Your sister's still having a really tough time with this. No, he really didn't want it. He did for the family, but he really didn't want it. He really didn't want to end his days that way. He wishes that he would have not. Or now he didn't. He's saying he wished he would have had more quality time than what he had. He still lays next to your sister at night. He's in a really depressive state. He really wants you to watch out for her. You should lay next to her at night. Sometimes he'll just lay on the other side, but you should lay next to her. She's really dealing with not knowing how to cope. There's really no certain way to cope with grief. Everybody's different. But she's got a lot of anger about it with Do Right. Please get her talked into, because he's wanting her to do something with that anger. That's what his issue is with her dealing with grief. It's the way she's dealing with her anger. It's stuff so deep. And it's okay that we're angry that somebody died, but we need to release that. Take her out to the country somewhere where she can scream, throw rocks. Yeah, that's what I see. I see her out somewhere just screaming, letting her release. She needs to know that she has that person that can help her do that. Otherwise, the anger is going to seep through in other ways. And sometimes with grief, it can be like self-destructive because we get in that black pit. We get in that pit. We step into the pit. And she's very lucky to have you, so you can help pull her out of that pit. Please take her somewhere where she can release and scream and just, she's going to go. Before she goes, take her, okay? So that way she can do this release. Just tell her, you know, I don't know what the weather is like where you're at, but it doesn't matter. Just do it anyway. Even if it's just in the car. But go somewhere and park and let her release that. Okay? Because it's really getting pinned up and she's not really expressing how deep it is. And that will help her. That's what he's showing me. Okay? He's very grateful that he had you in his life and that you're a great sister. And he loves you. I see the words great sister. I'm going to leave that with you, okay? I'm going to leave that with you. Let's do a couple more. Let's keep sharing out, guys. Oh, I hope those are... Please be good tears, honey. Please go to her and talk to her about this. Tell her what you want to do. I don't know if she's into this kind of stuff, and I wouldn't really... I don't know. I'm not too sure that's a good idea to say it came from this. I would just say, this is what I want you to do, and then just provoke her to get angry, you know, let her express how angry she is. Let me tell you, from losing a husband, because we lose half of our identity, right? We'll always be somebody's mother, brother, sister, cousin, friend, co-worker. But when you lose your spouse, you lose half of who you were. You know, who are you now? Because you're not this wife, right? And there's a lot of anger, and it needs to be released, okay? So I'm going to leave that with you. All right, give me just name and your relationship and how they died. That really got to me because I felt her anger. It's like, ugh. Alex. Really? I don't normally touch these. I don't normally touch baby readings because they make me feel so sad. But what I'm getting is he's reaching out. The importance of him reaching out is the guilt and shame that you carry. That's his message to you. We're going to have to let that go. You feel a lot of guilt and shame behind that. The coulda, shoulda, woulda game. Yeah. We're going to have to do some, because you're not going to be able to live again. And I'm seeing other children. So do you have other children? Because I'm seeing other children playing. I'm seeing other children playing. So do you have other children, or are there other children around you? I want to say you have children. There's 2 little boys and a little girl, and another little girl in heaven. Okay. We have to let that shame and guilt go. And now that you told me there's another one there, that makes sense of why this is such a strong message. Because being fixated on the guilt and the shame, it's one thing to feel that when we've done something, right? And we know we've done something wrong, and we know that it's our fault. It's another when we feel that and it's not really in our control. Because what that does is it affects what's left. So for you to be able to be the best mom that you can be to what you have here, you're going to have to dig deep and deal with this. Because it's a very, very strong shame and guilt. Because regardless of what coulda, shoulda, woulda, it never will again. I mean, all we have right now is this very moment. The past is now a memory, and the future is... I know you do. I'm not saying you don't, baby. I know you love him very, very much. So please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is you're not able to be the best person you can be because you're holding on to that. And once you work through that and release that, you'll be able to be a better version of yourself. And you'll be able to connect with your children on the other side. You can't connect with them when we are carrying around that kind of stuff. That's why I really try to get you guys to work through stuff. You know, I couldn't connect with Diego until I was able to really work through that stuff because they just are afraid to make that connection. I mean, they're there. They do little things. We have little signs and we can see them. But if we're so deep into our own head, we're not going to be able to be the best version of ourselves. And we need to be, because there's people left that need us. That is his message for you. is he really wants you to deal with the and shame, guilt and shame that you feel. I'm not seeing him as a certain body type. I'm just seeing him as like this ball of energy. I'm not seeing him as, you know, he's got this color. You know, sometimes I can see, you know, visions of that person, but this I'm not. And it's because he's a child. Or his spirit was a child when he passed. But know that he's in a perfectly loved place, and there's a ton of other energies I see flowing around him, and I can't really make out the visions of the people because it's at a distance, but I do see things around him, like bodily spirits around him, and then I see all kinds of energy around him. So he's in a good place. So do not doubt that, okay? I'm spiritual and I feel spiritual. Let me ask. When you feel it, is it around your nose area? Because I see around the nose. If it's around your nose area, then yes, it is. If it's on a different area of your face, it could be another spirit. But they're showing me the nose area. I mean, it could be like just a slight little touch here, 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 here. I'm just seeing like somewhere around the nose. Okay. Well, know when it's around this particular area, all this right here, it's them. It's definitely him. I haven't connected to her. But she could very well be one of those orbs around him. Okay, then the nose area is him. Okay? He's trying to play with your nose. You get, but please, you're so sad, and he doesn't want to see you sad. Okay, I'm going to leave that with you. Thank you for the confirmations. I don't usually do kids because it's so freaking emotional. Kids always give me. And I completely understand. I have 2 kids in spirit. You're very welcome. I had someone read I got a reading when I first came in, and it was my stillborn, and it was my mother with my stillborn, and I mean, it just like killed me. That reading just like, whoo. So I totally get it. Okay. Let's do another one. Give me just a name, please. Your relationship and how they pass. That's all I want. Is their name, your relationship, and how they passed. Oh, yes. Oh, my God, yes, honey. Never doubt that. Spirit knows your heart. Guys, that's for any one of you guys. Please, please, I beg you to accept this truth and believe it every day of the rest of your life, that your loved ones know how much you love them and know how much you miss them, okay? And please know that they don't stop loving you. They love you in a different way. Now it's pure love. It's pure unconditional love in a much better way than they ever did while they were here. And they are always in a good state. Some may not have crossed, but that doesn't mean they're in a bad space. Okay, please understand that. There is no hell as we've portrayed it here. Okay? That doesn't exist here. I mean, there. It exists here, but it doesn't exist there. Now, you can, if you don't deal with your life events and your life review, you can be shunned from the light, but that doesn't mean you can't always come back. That's why the Bible talks about repent, and, you know, you have to go through Jesus. Why does it say go through Jesus? Do y'all understand why it says the only way through the Father is through me? There's a reason behind that, because Jesus represented unconditional love. And so we have to get to the state of unconditional love to be able to go into that full energy. That is what that means. Now, there, you know, of course, it was twisted and it was made to control you guys and scare the shit out of you. But the essence of it is, we have to eventually get to that oneness state. And that oneness state isn't just saying, hey, I'm awake and I'm one. It is literally loving people unconditionally, even through everything, and giving them unconditional positive regard. Once we have that, and we have to, you know, whatever we've done in this lifetime, we're going to have to face. That's why I try to get you guys to deal with a lot of those issues here. So then, you know, it's less to deal with when you go over there, because you're learning tools to how to handle things better. But we take on what we've done. We take on and we feel that remorse and you know, whatever pain that we've caused somebody, whether it's physical or mental or accidental, it doesn't matter. We caused it, and we will feel it. And it's once we feel it and we are remorseful and we ask, you know, we want forgiveness for that. We ask, I mean, God is, you know, divine, Allah, whatever you want to call it, doesn't really matter. The creator is of love, so he's always going, or it, he, she, whatever you want to say, is always, you're always going to be pulled into that energy. But you do have to face your karma. You do have to face it. Okay, you can't get around that. So when you guys wonder if your loved one's okay, they're always going to be okay over there. Even the nastiest of people are okay. They may be over here and the light's over here and they're way over here, but they're not in the complete dark. They're not being tortured. They're not being burned alive, you know, in the brims of fire. None of that is going on, okay? So guys, please know that. I mean, that was one of my big things that I before I got into connecting with spirit, I had to see for myself. And you know, I was able to take that journey and see that. And, you know, believe it, not believe it, that's up to you. I'm just telling you what I've witnessed and what I believe, okay? And I'm sharing it with you guys, not to try to change whatever you believe, but for you to try to find some kind of comfort in knowing that people are okay and they don't feel the pain that they were once in. And they see things from a totally different angle and a totally different, they see it from the eyes, or they see it as what it is, what you're trying to see here, they automatically see there. All right, let's do one more. Good. Maybe two more. Just give me name, relationship, and how they died. Because sometimes, especially people that have committed suicide, I know people worry about them. And it is an unforgivable sin to man, but nothing is unforgivable to the divine. Okay, but it's a lot of stuff they have to go through when they've done that, because they've got to take on the remorse that everyone feels. And unfortunately, the problem with that is they left because they didn't think people cared and loved. And then it's, you know, it's a lot to take on, because then you're realizing how much you really were loved and missed. But even that is not unforgivable. No, not again. Oh. Jennifer. Man. Wow. As soon as I saw what you wrote, my remote viewing kicked in. Okay. I see there was a teacher or somebody, a staff member, I don't know who, that took shots prior to her in defense. I feel like I'm ducked behind a chair. I feel like I'm ducked behind a chair. Wow. I see a spirit was there with her. A spirit. Was she dead on the scene? Was she passed on the scene? Excuse me how I said that. Because I see a spirit coming and taking her hand, and she was removed before the actual shots were fired at her, meaning that she wasn't in the body. She was removed from the body prior to the shots, as if the angel knew she was going to be shot, so she didn't endure any pain. I've seen this before, and this happens when you're dealing with a lot of things like this. People ask, well, where's God, or where's the angels? When things like that happen, they're actually on the scene, and they try to help a lot of people leave before it's going to take place, because they, unfortunately, we have free will, and this is a prime example of what free will, the heinousy of evil to appreciate the majesty of love, right? It's very so sometimes there'll be different angels. I want to say, to me, this was, I can't really see the angel per se, but it doesn't have wings, so that's telling me that it's probably Jesus, because there's no wings, but he has the angel color and the angel aura. But I see there were a few others around, and it's the same thing as reaching out, and the ones that aren't scared, I mean, they eventually go with the angel, but the ones that aren't scared and reach out their hand to the angel, they instantly go, and then they're not in the body as that happens. So they die instantly, but they don't feel the pain of the death because they're there and they pull them. For some reason, that's very important for me to share with you. Mom hasn't recovered at all. Mom is regressed a lot, correct? You need to help. You need to help Mom. As she kind of made like a shrine. I would, what archangel? But I mean, like, she's regressing, like she's not, I mean, I know everybody has a difficult time with death, especially of a child, but she's regressing, like withdrawing. She's not functioning very well. I keep hearing Gabrielle. I want you to reach out to Gabrielle, and I want you to pray. I want you to look up what Gabrielle does. Gabrielle also helps with the heart. You know, he's the element of water. Why is he the element of water? For washing away. I want you to reach out to Gabrielle in the mornings, and I want you to ask him to help her. Is what your spirit is telling me. Not her, but spirit. Your spirit is telling me to tell you to reach out to Gabrielle. I want you to pray to him in the morning and ask him to help her. And then I want you to pray to him at night and tell him thank you for helping her. So you're speaking it into existence. You're sharing gratitude. But you pray for it to happen. Like, I'm praying that you will. You understand what... like Gabrielle, I'm praying to you so that you will help so she does not get lost in the pit, or, you know, however you want to word it, but bring it into the now as if it's happened. And then at night you show gratitude and you say, it has happened. Thank you because you have done this. And do that for a while. You need to do that you need to do it for a couple months. I know that maybe sound like a lot. Do you see the candle lit behind me? Get you one of those candles. You can get them in the Mexican aisle of the store. They're really safe candles to have lit. Now, you don't have to keep them lit at all times, but when you pray, I want you to light that candle, okay? I personally feel safe with them. I always have a candle lit for my loved ones, but I want you to have that candle lit for Gabrielle. Help her with more little things around the house. Spend more time. Her daughter is saying spend more time. Spend more time with her mom. I wouldn't tell her this now because she may not be in a space to hear it, you know. But it's really important that she shares that she did not that she was removed before she was shot, okay? That's a message that she really wants you to make sure that you have. And then Spirit is telling me all the rest of it. This wasn't that long. I'm feeling like this wasn't that long ago. Is it it's been within the last 3 or 4 years? Can you verify that for me? Can anybody tell me my time? How long have I been on? Yes, 2 years, January 23rd. Okay. I was off by a year. It felt very fresh. Go listen to some Alan Watts about death. That'll help you. You're in tune. The mother's not very in tune. All right, thank you. I hope that there's some peace in knowing that she was removed before that. Can you verify the teacher? There's either a teacher or staff member that was near her that was shot. I want to say killed as well, near her. Like in defense, trying for protection. Such a horrific thing to see, because you see a bunch of bodies and spirit pulling them, which is a beautiful thing, but it's a tragic thing. And just if you could verify that last thing for me, please. Or clarify. No teacher shot, but one worked on her for a very long time. Was it injured? Maybe that's another kid. I just see an adult there. I see an adult and injured. I couldn't tell if shot, or, because it's not near. It's more up at the front, and where she was is in the back, along with some other children. Okay, I'm going to let that go. I'm going to disconnect from that. That's hard. I hope I helped a little bit. Personally, I believe that that's such a great act of mercy by the angels when they do that for someone, you know? And it happens more often than you think. It happens more often than you think. But it definitely happens when happens a lot when people are being taken like that. But not most people know, because they don't remote view it. I'm going to leave that, okay? Okay, good. She didn't really care to do the connection of like verifying a bunch of different things because of her mom. Maybe later in a different reading she'll be ready for that, but her main concern is her mom. Mom's deep in that pit. All right, let's do one more. Hey, Faith. I'm not sure if I could do, to be honest with you guys, do another suicide type of thing or murder. So it's very, very, but we'll see what comes. Just give me the name, how they died in your relationship. Please. That's all I need. That's all I want. Alicia, Taryn's uncle seizure. So this guy's a jokester, I take it. Gives me that laughing feel. Ooh, right out of the gate. Are you having some issues with the guy? Or did you have some issues with the guy? There's a guy in your life that he's not very fond of. There's a guy in your life. I don't know if it's your boyfriend, husband. Let me see. I see the word boyfriend. Did you have a boyfriend that was physically abusive? Oops, here's the comments. Dang it. Okay, there you are. I'm sorry, I was waiting on the comments. I didn't know they were stuck. You had a boyfriend that used to hit on you. Is that your husband or is that a boyfriend? What is that? Because he's really, do better. Do better. I see the words do better. his ex-boyfriend once, more so emotionally abused. Because I see he punched you in the face. Was it in the kitchen, in the dining room area, like near the dining room table? Is that where it started? I didn't know my mediumship was going to lead to remote viewing. I say it's a dining room area. I kind of feel like there's tables and chairs right there. But I see... You've got to break this pattern. You need to do some work, baby, to break this pattern. That's what he wants from you, and I want for you too. I've been there. I've had those relationships. Shit, I was run over by a car, and I lost a chunk of my leg behind it. So I totally. But there's a pattern there that we do. No, that was my dad. We got into a small. That's the punch that I'm seeing, because that's what I see. I see it kind of like at a dining room table. Well, why are you showing me that? Yeah, that's true. So, he's saying it's important. That's why he's showing me that, because you find your dad was abusive. So you find men like that, and this is common. This is what happens. That's why it's important to go and fix the inner, deal with the inner child in our dining room. He is okay. All right. So that's what I see about the punch in the face, because I was like, "Ooh," in the dining room. Did one of the boyfriends choke you? Because now I see you kind of choked. Not like this. Well, I don't know. More like this. Like held down. You've got to break. He's showing me abuse. This is his message for you. And then, ooh, I'm tasting and smelling pig's feet, fried pig's feet. Yuck. Ooh. What's that about? What is that about? I think that was his favorite, your uncle's favorite. Either his favorite, he absolutely hated it, one of the two. Ugh. Yuck, stop it. What's up with the pig's feet? Ugh. I used to eat pig's feet as a little girl, and he also liked them. Okay. Blah. To each her own, but my husband loved them. He used to fry and cook them. He wants you to love yourself. You could do better. What's up with the choking? Do you know what I'm talking about? I'm sorry, I'm throwing your business out here. But his objective here is he's showing me bits and pieces, and I'm not sharing everything I see, but bits and pieces. So we've got to go back and we've got to fix, how we view ourselves so we can raise our vibration. We need to raise our vibration so you can attract someone of a better caliber, that's vibrating on a different level, so that way you're not going through these traumas. That's his thing for you, is he wants you to stop going through these traumas. Can't think of any. Okay. Well, it's not like choking like this. It's like holding down and like this, like the arm on the throat, yelling in your face is what I see. It's not like this kind of choking. So, but his message does need to make sense. Can you tell him I love him so much and I'm so sorry? Oh, yes, baby. He knows that. You know, you can talk to him, and when hopefully you get rid of this new guy, or this guy that got you in trouble or whatever. And then when you go forward, my grandma, yes, she did that when I was a teenager. Okay, because I can't see who's doing it. I just see that there's like an arm pressed against you and someone in your face. You need to ask him, what do you think of this one, Uncle? What do you think of this one? And pay attention to that feeling. But truthfully, I would tell you that you would need to do some self-worth exercises and some self-love and work on raising your vibration, and just hold off from relationships and get that part of yourself, you know, in tune, so that way you're at a higher vibration and you can bring somebody of a higher vibration caliber into your life. So that way, because right now you just keep attracting the same. Okay? And I'm going to leave that with you. And I'm very sorry that you've put up with so much abuse. And that's fixable, though. And don't beat yourself up for, you know, the choices that we make. You know what I mean? When you know, Maya Angelou saved my life when I was a little kid. I was 10 years old, homeless, and I used to sneak and stay inside the library. 1, they had AC or heater. 2, they had a water fountain. And 3, they had books. So I would go, and I was little, and I, you know, because I was only 10, and I would just kind of sneak and hide in a little corner where nobody really noticed me, and I would read books. And Maya Angelou was like my savior when I was a little kid, because I read her books over and over. And her book, how to cage bird sing. Oh shoot, I can't think of the name of the book now. It's one of my favorite books of all time. How a cage bird sings, or something like that. But anyway, one of her good quotes that I memorize over and over, and I tell myself a lot of times when I look in the mirror, because just because I'm a light worker doesn't mean I don't make mistakes and I don't make bad choices, right? I mean, because I'm human. And just because I'm enlightened doesn't mean that I know all the answers and I prevent harm. You know, I prevent a lot of harm that used to come my way, but I'm still learning, right? Especially when you're in this realm and you're messing with so many people that work in the, Cage Bird Sings. That's it. That's the book. And anyway, she says, when you know better, you do better. Remember that. When you know better, you do better. And that is part of the forgiveness, because when we really realize what we put up with, right? And we step back and we're looking at it as an observer now, and we realize, oh shit, look at all I've done. And some of it I've done to myself because I've allowed that to come into my life. But instead of beating ourselves up and being mad at it, we just, hey, you know better, you do better. The same thing with anybody. So I want you to put that on an index card along with I have enough, I do enough, I am enough, I have enough, I do enough, I am enough. Say that shit 3 times a day. 3 sets of 3 times a day. Do it for 30 days straight, and I promise you, you'll have a different vibe. You'll have a different vibe within 7 days. I promise you, your vibe will be totally different in 7 days. And people want to give up because they're like, hey, yeah, I feel good. But no, stay with it. Stick with it until 30 days. Mark 30 days on the calendar. Give yourself a star or a check or something to acknowledge that you've done it. 3 sets of 3 times a day. That means you'd say it 3 times. That's for Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Get with the spiritual counselor or, a life coach or something of that nature to help you overcome and deal with these, or, do, a shadow program, inner child program. I offer that if you're interested. If not, find somebody. I don't care. Just find somebody to help you with that. Okay, my love? All right, guys. I am going to call it. That was pretty amazing. I'm going to pop in and start doing more of these. So please like and follow my page. And make sure you turn on notifications so you know I'm going live. I will be going live at 4:30 today. And I will be pulling cards for people. So there'll be a bunch of free cards. And then, of course, except for my mediumship, I'm not allowing it on my mediumship to purchase readings. But on my cards, if you want to do the read it forward where you get a couple of cards and your friend can get a couple of cards, I will. You're welcome, my love. Okay? Know that he does love you and he's there with you. Okay? Then you can do that. You can purchase that. Okay? Please come in, to the group Awakening Your Soul by Tanya Lee. If you were missed here today, I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of people here. Pop it in the group. If myself or another reader is led to it, we can give you a card or give you some kind of answer or something. Okay, I can't promise everybody will be answered because you got to go with what we're led to. We can't just pick and choose, unfortunately. Please come to the group and for that. And if you're interested in my secret Facebook group, I have a membership from $1 to $4.99, $14.99, or $24.99. It just depends on how many freebies you want. In fact, I'm going to be going in there shortly and doing their weekly weekend review reading. Everybody gets that. But just go check it out. It's not really about making money because, trust me, as much stuff as you're getting for that membership, I'm not really making money. It's about, I have to put some value of money on it so you make a commitment to me, right? So that way we can do this journey together and I can help you navigate you. And then you're surrounded by people that are in the same vibe as you. So that's why I do that membership group. So please go check it out. If I read for you today, please leave me feedback on my wall, my business wall right here. If you're led to do so, I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys later on, 4:30 Central Standard Time. Lots of love. Love and light. Hasta luego, Dios quiere. I'll see you later, God willing. You were skeptical for today now. Oh, wow. Well, I'm glad. Yeah, I know, I was too. I had to have some major things be shown to me to make me believe, but, yeah, Spirit's amazing. And the main thing that I love about this is the ability to learn, not just kind of think, not maybe, not play with maybe kind of, sort of, but to actually know, wait a minute, death is not final. It's just final how we see it. We have to flip the script. We have to change the way we communicate. But death is not final. And to me, that's fucking amazing. Excuse my language, but that's fucking amazing. And it really can help your heart heal. But anyway, love you guys. Mwah! Hasta luego. Adios.